Yeah, hi, this is Tanveer Mohammed Masood once again, and today I wanted to talk to you on another important subject, another important topic. This very, very important concerning our sustainability, our survival, our betterment, our welfare. It's basically about our safety and security. It's the extreme weather condition that is prevailing in certain parts of the world. It's basically about the conditions wherein people are experiencing certain extreme cold conditions at times and during winter. And what is exactly happening during summer times is that they are reeling under severe heat conditions to the extent that even forests are catching fire, and there are certain bushfires as we are experiencing in Australia. In Australia, that we are experiencing this the devastating, deadly bushfire for certain parts of the year, and that is indeed put a certain meteorologist to ponder as to what exactly has gone wrong to our geographical setup. So, first of all, let us try and find out as to where exactly and which parts of the world is basically, or rather are basically, is passing through these weird, these dangerous, these awkward and really extreme cold conditions, or very finicky weather conditions that is prevailing in certain parts of the world. First of all, let us come to our Indian subcontinent, our subcontinent itself. It's certain parts of Pakistan, India, even Bangladesh is at times suffering or passing through certain strange and extreme weather conditions. As far as our country is concerned, India is concerned, it is basically has experienced certain cyclonic storms for certain parts of the year. For example, recently Orissa in the last rainy season had to go through this devastating flood and cyclonic storm, and wherein life was literally thrown out of gear. There was huge casualty. People's property, lives were lost. In fact, there were huge losses as far as life and property is concerned. And now, if we come to the American states like Florida, for example, had last year experienced a very devastating flood. I mean, life was thrown out of gear. There were losses in the form of life and property. Huge losses were reported, and this winter it's experiencing extreme cold conditions. It's basically experiencing a new phenomenon which is called polar vertex. If we could put it in geographical term, it's polar vertex that is being experienced by Americans in that part of the world, wherein snow is falling very swiftly with a very swift pace, and it's creating a very chill condition that is prevailing in that part of the world, and it has thrown life out of gear. It has literally put the economy of that country into standstill, and people have been warned not to venture out onto the street. Schools and colleges have been closed. Workplace offices have been closed as well. So literally, what we can see is that this polar vertex has created a literal mayhem out there, into the same degree as a cyclone does, a cyclonic storm does, or any flood normally does. Now, let us find out what exactly are the reasons behind the prevalence and occurrence of such weird weather conditions, extreme weather conditions, wherein in one part of the season, or in one part of the year, we experience extreme heat conditions, and on the other part of the year, we experience extreme cold conditions, Why is that the conditions of weather has become so sensitive to the extent that it's almost taking um, our lives. In fact, it's destroying our property. It's throwing our normal life out of gear. What has exactly gone wrong with the geographical setup? So we need to be a little more vigilant, a little more conscious as far as our geographical setup is concerned. Well, the first and foremost cause or the reason behind the prevalence of extreme heat conditions, or when during the summer when we experience extreme heat conditions, what exactly is the reason? Why exactly do we experience a bushfire in a forest like we had seen out there in Australia, where losses were reported in by way of properties worth crores, and that were reportedly lost during this forest fire out there in Australia? What exactly is the reason behind it? Let us ponder on this issue. I thought the first and foremost reason, if in geographical terms, would be the sudden heating of the earth. The earth's surface, it's basically very sensitive, and with loads of activities, human activities being carried out all around in major parts of the world by way of major in human activities, big buildings coming up. We are basically very developing. Our economy is developing, and loads of human activities are taking place, and we are carrying out rehearsals, or should I put it, we are carrying out nuclear activities as well. Several activities are being carried out on the nuclear front. New warheads are being made. Missiles are being tested. This in turn is creating a pressure and impact on the surface of the earth, so much so that the earth's surface is getting heated up to the extent that it's creating so extreme heat conditions that we are basically reeling under that condition during summer. This is happening in major parts of the world, and in fact Australia I thought is worst hit. Australia is experiencing bushfire, wherein forests are catching fire. It's getting reduced to ashes because of the heating of the earth, and this is really very astonishing, very concerning for us, because in our obsession to grow our economy, we are literally, on the other hand, spoiling our wildlife by way of this bushfire that is occurring out there in Australia. Secondly, as I said, heating up of the Earth's surface, or the global warming, to be more precise in geographical terms. Global warming is basically is as same as heating up of the Earth's surface, wherein loads of human activities are taking place throughout the world in almost all parts of the world, and it's basically creating one such condition wherein the surface of our Earth, or basically the globe, is not being able to handle the pressure that is being created on it, and in turn it's succumbing to that pressure